Under certain circumstances, my general appearance is like the hairy elephant in the room. It's such an obvious statement that no one asks, "Baron, come on, what's up with the hair?" Other than some brief stretches during my more corporate employment years, I have worn my hair pretty long for pretty much my entire adult life. Now that I am of more advanced years, the question surrounding the length of my locks seems worth revisiting. And just to get this out of the way, I am obviously dyeing my hair. I use a touch of gray, so it doesn't look so fake. I started dyeing my hair in 2016 when I first started making these videos, not coincidentally. Yes, it's mostly vanity, but seriously, the combination of gray and medium brown was pretty frightening. It doesn't make me look younger to not have my hair be mostly, if not all gray, as it surely would be by now. I mean, would anybody not guess that I look like I'm in my mid-60s? I've got bags the size of Montana under my eyes. The size of Montana and the shape of Ohio. So I don't keep my hair long and dye it to look younger. I do it because I think it looks a lot better than the alternative. So it's mostly vanity. Now, the old once a hippie, always a hippie does not apply to most of us once rebellious teenagers of the 70s. But it does apply to me. It's a somewhat juvenile preference, but there you have it. I am an old hippie. I'm not offended by the stereotype. I am the stereotype. And like any stereotype, there are positive and not so positive characteristics that each of us choose to emulate. So on many levels, my personality is kind of predictable, just based on being a long-haired hippie. Of course, I still love rock music, for instance. I mean, I love all kinds of music, but what I buy is about 90% rock and roll, of various stripes. The long-haired rock and roller, right? That's typical hippie canon, ain't it? I'm not trying to be this way. It's just what feels Mr. Natural to me. Either that, or I'm just too lazy and too stubborn to change my hippie ways. That's kind of hippie canon too, right? On the less than positive side of the stereotype. And if all that wasn't enough to convince me that long hair is my preference, here's the clincher. I have a special regard for Conan and the whole barbarian mythos. See, I got interested in art and storytelling right when Frank Frazetta was producing the most amazing images a young teenager like me had ever seen. And of course, Frazetta's Conan was the gold standard. Those paintings and the black and white comic magazines that were around back then inspired me to learn how to draw. I drew a lot of sword and sorcery stuff as I discovered how to draw a convincing figure. I also became fascinated with the amazing anatomy of the human body. And once I could draw proper figures, then I could tell my own illustrated stories. So starving artists aren't exclusive to hippies, but that's another stereotype I've mostly fit. Anyway, flash forward to today, and my appreciation for barbarians remains. I don't draw as much these days, unless I'm storyboarding a video sequence or a short film idea. But I am still telling stories. Conan is partially responsible for that. And let's see, does Conan have long hair? So, that's the long and not so short of it. That's what's up with my hair. Like I said, it's a bit of a stereotype, but that's not good or bad. Hippie, rock and roller, Conan fan. Put two and two together. Or two and one together. When you add it all up, of course Baron has long hair. It's in his nature. And what could be more natural than that? Just call me Mr. Natural.